Hi! Happy Friday, everybody! Hello! It is Friday afternoon here in beautiful Phoenix. I'm doing coffee date a little bit late today. Fridays have been super crazy every week, it seems. I just haven't been able to get it together to do coffee date, and then before I know it, my kids are napping and I have a bajillion things that I need to get done. But I'm excited to be having coffee with you guys today. So welcome. Oh my gosh, let's talk about Fuller House. Let's talk about, first of all, let me set this up. I'm all coffeeed out today. I have on my But First coffee tank that I got at Target. P.S. Target is in my backyard, literally. The Target by my house is literally in my backyard. I have a fence and then a green belt, and then I can see Target right now from my backyard. So it's super dangerous. I find myself there at Target even more frequently than I know. It makes it really nice to when I can just literally drive time is 3 minutes from my driveway to the parking lot of Target, 3 minutes. So it's a little bit ridiculous, but it makes it really nice for when I need to randomly go get something, or I just want to get out of the house and just go walk around Target, or just kind of, do something by myself for a little while. I run to Target. So anyways, I've got my You Are Loved coffee mug from Thrive Moms. These will be available just in time, probably in the next month or so for spring retreat. And if you guys are not familiar with Thrive Moms, it is a ministry to encourage and inspire mothers in their motherhood journey. And me too. And this mug is really good because I'm pretty stingy and particular about my mugs. They have to have a good, sturdy handle. None of this thin ceramic business. I have to be able to grab a hold of it. And I like a heavier weighted mug. I don't like really light, flimsy. I mean, most mugs are ceramic, so you hear what I'm saying. Anyways, so this one's really weighted. It's got some good weight and a good, I like big mugs too. I got these, Kara Kay, the founder of Thrive Moms, sent all of us on the leadership team these for Christmas this year. And so my husband just kind of did an eye roll a little bit when he saw a brand new mug show up, because he has this rule that he thinks that if I get a new one, I should get rid of one. And I actually have gotten rid of a lot of mugs over the years, pretty much with every move. So I just got rid of a whole bunch of mugs last May when we moved into this house. So he's funny about the mugs. My mom got me a mug for Christmas. I got this one at Christmas. My mom got me one, and then my mom just went back to Iowa a few weeks ago, and she brought me back another coffee mug. So I like mugs. I always tell people, if you don't know what to get me as a gift, get me a mug, because I love coffee mugs. Anyways, okay, Fuller House. So I couldn't wait for today, and I was totally thinking at 8 o'clock this morning that all I wanted to do was forget my responsibilities and watch Fuller House all day long. So I'm super excited that it's on Netflix, and I'm super excited that they released it all at the same time, so you can just binge watch as many episodes as you want. It worked out a little bit perfectly this morning because I couldn't wait to watch it and just kind of see what the first episode was like. And they're only 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes long. And so they're obviously really easy to just sit down and like breeze through, 25-minute episodes or 30-minute episodes. So Zane wanted to watch Monsters Inc. this morning, and so I was like, that's perfect because I want to check out Fuller House. So he, yes, that's awesome. Has your daughter seen any of the original Full House episodes? Because my kids haven't. I've been looking for them on DVD, and you can buy them on Amazon, and I'm thinking about buying them because we don't have cable. I'm thinking about getting them and us all watching them as a family because the original Full House is just it's so wholesome, and it's different than obviously the things that are on television now that your kids could watch. Full House is the opposite of that. And so I'm thinking about getting them so we can watch them as a family. Because Ava would be at the age where she would understand, a little bit more than maybe Zane watches it when they show them on TV. I have a lot of friends who say like when it comes on at Nick at Night or whatever, they watch it. So anyway, Zane wanted to watch Monsters Inc. this morning, and so I watched the first episode of Fuller House, and I didn't realize it. I guess maybe I didn't read this before, or I didn't notice. Of course she does, because I want the collection. Of course she wants it too. I didn't realize that DJ Tanner's name in the new one is DJ Fuller, so that's where the Fuller comes. At first I just thought like, oh, it's Fuller House because, it's a sequel, and it can't be like Full House 2. It has to be, like Fuller. Yes. So her name on the show is DJ Fuller. Like that's her married name. And of course, she has a husband that passes away. He's a firefighter. All of this stuff that I'm telling you is not going to be a spoiler. If you've read any of the articles before it came out today, you'd know this. So she's widowed, and she moves back in with her dad and all that stuff. And then obviously like Stephanie and Kimmy, they step in to help DJ with her 3 boys. So I like that it follows a little bit of like obviously the same model. She has 3 kids. The original Full House had 3 kids, 3 girls. Fuller House has 3 boys. It follows that same obviously model that Full House did. So the first episode was real fun to watch. Most of the original cast members except for Michelle, aka the Olsen twins. And I thought it was kind of funny because I wonder what's going on there. I would assume that the Olsen twins probably don't want anything to do with Full House. And that's why they're not in this rendition. But it's kind of funny. In the first episode, they kind of like make nod to the fact that Michelle is not there and off in New York living her life. And so I thought that was kind of funny. So I'm hoping that Fuller House will kind of have its own storyline because this is what I've seen that's happened. I need to see them start and catch up on Grey's Anatomy or watch them. Oh my gosh, Grey's Anatomy. I mean, Grey's Anatomy on Netflix has Grey's Anatomy's in its 11th season or 12th season maybe. If you go on Netflix, there's like 256 episodes of Grey's Anatomy. It's been on forever. It's been on longer than Friends. So yeah, that is a great binge-worthy show. But back to my Fuller House thought. I know, way too many. I watch Grey's Anatomy. I'll sit down and watch it on Netflix when I just want something to watch or have like mindless in the background. But so this is what I'm hoping with Fuller House, that it has its own storyline, that you have a cast of familiar characters, and obviously you have like the repeated storyline of, DJ being a widower, just like her dad was, and, family comes in to help like raise her children. I get all that. But I'm hoping beyond that, we're not recycling, but just grown up. I hope we're not recycling storylines because I'm going to dive deep today and just like dig into all my silly nonsense television knowledge. Because if any of you watched the remake of Beverly Hills 90210 that used to be on, I watched it. Yes, I did. I also watched, it's like when Saved by the Bell, the new class was on. Now, Saved by the Bell, the original was on, and it was awesome. But when Saved by the Bell, the new class came on, they started recycling storylines that happened on the original Saved by the Bell for the new class episodes. We don't want none of that for Fuller House. No. We want DJ and her grown-up sister and her friend to have Melrose Place. Yes, I watched that too. We want them to have new storylines and new things that they're dealing with and all that jazz. I don't want to sit down and watch Fuller House with like a bunch of recycled storylines and things like that. So I'm really having high hopes that as I sit down to watch Fuller House, right, it's not repeated storylines, because I don't want any of that nonsense. Because I was so excited about Beverly Hills 90210 coming back on and having some of the old cast members, and then it was just like 10 episodes in, it was recycled storylines. And then I think that they didn't know what to do after they recycled all the storylines, because then it just got like way nonsense, like these way far-fetched storylines that I'm like, if anyone in high school is dealing with this, dear Lord help us, because these sound like adult problems, not high school problems. Anyways, so if you need me this weekend, I'll be watching Fuller House. So the other thing I'm supposed to do this weekend is we are supposed to finally start our cabinet painting in our kitchen. It's been like a month since we installed the backsplash, and we have been, I know cabinet painting is going to be an endeavor, and so I've been waiting for a weekend where we don't have anything going on, literally don't have anything going on Friday through Sunday, because for the last several weekends we've had different things, like we might be free on Friday, but we've got a jam-packed Saturday, or we've got stuff going on Sunday after church. Thank you. I love the way it's turned out too. It's turning out good. And I decided that I wanted to paint the pantry door or do something with the pantry door. My husband originally wanted to like take it off and get one of those like frosted glass ones. But I don't think I want to do that. So I'm toying with the idea of just taking the door off and painting it. So we're going to paint the cabinets this weekend. Cross your fingers. Wish me luck. So we'll see how it goes. I know it's going to be a lot of work, and we're doing it ourselves. I contacted I got a couple quotes from some, thank you, from some cabinet painters. And our kitchen, I'll show it to you guys real quick. It's not big. It's much smaller. It's weird because it's much smaller than our old house. Much smaller. It's probably like half the size. It has half the amount of cabinetry, and when I measured it, it's about 200 square feet. So it's super small. I'll show it to you guys. So that's my kitchen. So we have a whole row of cabinets over there, pantry, and it's like this square shape. So it's not big, but when I contacted a couple of cabinet painters just to get some quotes, it is cozy. But the biggest reason I wanted to paint them is because before we painted the downstairs, you can see the color on the walls is the same color we have throughout the entire house. The original color was like this brown, and I think with the oak cabinets and the brown, it looked like a dungeon in there, because it's that square shaped kitchen, and we're painting them white. We're painting the cupboards a bright, like snow white. I think the color's called Snow White. We're using General Finishes paint, and it is, I like the white too, and so I'm hoping that it brightens up the entire kitchen and just makes it look a little bit bigger and a little more open. Anyways, when I contacted a couple cabinet painters, the first, I think so too. I think it'll make it look brighter as well. The first person I contacted, oh my gosh, I had to measure my kitchen. So that's when I measured it and found out that it was, it's just under 200 square feet. So I just rounded it up to 200. They quoted me $3,500 to paint my cabinets. Okay, let's just have a drink of coffee for that. I know. Okay, so that wasn't happening. So I called another one, and they quoted me $1,500. Okay. Now, that is considerably less than $3,500, but still way, way too much like in our budget. We are wanting to do this entire kitchen makeover, renovation, I don't know what you want to call it. Yeah, $1,500 is still high to me. Right, exactly. I thought, shoot, I should get a company going of painting cabinets if there's money like that to be made. And I mean, everyone does things differently, but I just knew that that was not going to be in our budget, and it just was not something that, yeah, I know. It wasn't something that we were going to do because we really wanted to try to do this whole renovation makeover, and stay at around $1,000. And I already knew that, it is a lot of work. But I want, like, we don't have hardware and we don't have drawer pulls on our cabinets, and the ones that I want, I already priced those out, and those are going to be, probably around when all is said and done with tax and everything, those alone are going to be $200 in hardware, plus the backsplash, all that work, you know. So I just knew for us that, having somebody come in and paint them, although would be really nice and really easy on us, just was not going to be in our budget if we wanted to stay within this, range that we had already talked about and set aside. So we're going to paint them ourselves, and I think it's going to be a lot of work, but I feel like that already. I feel like that sense of pride of ownership, like we're going to do this and we'll have done it ourselves, and we're going to feel so great. Look what we did, you know. Yes, and it's going to be worth it. So I get a little nervous with home projects because nothing makes my marriage more crazy than trying to do projects together. I found this out very quickly when Orion and I first got married. We put together, when we first got married, like most married couples, you have little to no furniture, or whatever. And so we bought a bunch of furniture from IKEA, and we bought, just different things that we had to put together. And I remember our first married fight was over putting together this TV, cabinet. And we, I love IKEA too. We still have a lot of stuff from IKEA. Anyways, we put together this TV cabinet, and I had one way of how I wanted to do things, and my husband had a totally different way of how he wanted to do things, and we got into this big fight. So house projects, projects together in general, they make me a little nervous, but I am going to just, I'm going to tell myself that, we're almost 9 years into this gig we call marriage, and we learned a lot, and that we're going to be better. Even though when we installed the backsplash, my husband and my stepdad did, they did most of the backsplash. I just came in at the end, and I did all the grouting and the cleanup. And even then, my husband was like, he wanted me to do it this certain way, and that just wasn't working for me. And so I did it the way that I wanted to do it. And he was watching me the whole time, making sure I was doing it right. So anyways, welcome to Coffee Date. Yeah, so I'll let you know how it goes on the cabinet painting front and on the marital front. So, what are you guys up to this weekend? Do you have any fun plans? Now that I've rambled on and on about Fuller House and cabinet painting, what are you guys up to this weekend? Anything fun? Where are you from? Where do you live? Where's the beautiful weather that you guys are having? Tennessee. Oh my gosh, I've always wanted to visit Tennessee. I know, I watched the pilot too. It was pretty awesome, and I'm pretty much gonna binge on the rest of Fuller House right after I'm done with this Periscope while my kids are still napping. I have always wanted to visit Tennessee. Um, yes, I feel like I was born in California, but I spent most of my growing up years in the Midwest. And so I feel like in my heart and soul, I am a cross between somebody who loves the coast and the beach and the ocean, and the other part of me, I feel Southern at heart. Um, my husband is from Oklahoma, he's from Tulsa, and I have never been to Tennessee. I think the farthest, well, I've been to Florida, but like Southern. Every time we go to Oklahoma, I love the accents. Um, I just love everything about the Southern culture and Southern hospitality. But I love the beach. I love the beach too. Anyways, Nashville is definitely on one of my lists to go visit, and so I want to plan a trip there soon. So, well, I am going to let you guys go, and thank you for joining me for coffee. And if you don't have plans this weekend, go binge on Fuller House. Have a good day, you guys. Bye.